Happening now, the latest on an alleged attack of a Jamestown police officer that has landed a local man behind bars. And a historic hotel on Chautauqua Lake has been sold, ending an era for one Bemis Point family. Plus, the future of high school sports in our region this fall is in jeopardy. We explain why coming up.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we kick off the last week of August. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, topping the news today, a Jamestown man faces a slew of charges after allegedly assaulting a police officer while causing a disturbance at a local store last week. It happened just before 1 o'clock on Friday when officers with the Jamestown Police Department responded to the Family Dollar store in Brooklyn Square for a disorderly person call. Police say that 34-year-old Travis Colley allegedly threatened an employee at that store and had been punching the storefront's glass windows. When officers attempted to take Colley into custody, police said he allegedly became combative and ended up striking an officer, which resulted in them needing medical attention. Colley was eventually arrested and taken to Jamestown City Jail. He faces a slew of charges, including assault, harassment, resisting arrest, and making a terroristic threat. Well, a historic hotel on Chautauqua Lake has been sold, ending an era for one Bemis Point family who opened that establishment nearly a century and a half ago. Our Bronson Rasmussen joins us live in the newsroom with more on this sale. Bronson?
Justin, Hotel Lenhart is one of only two grand hotels left in Chautauqua County, which has been family owned and operated for 142 years since its founding in 1880. Now co-owners and siblings John and Bibi Johnson are selling the Bemis Point business to a Pittsburgh couple. Their reason? Hardships with age and pandemic impacts.
Well, we're both, I'm over 70 and Bibi's 70? 69, and so it's time to retire. It's been a long struggle for the last couple of years after COVID, but it's time for us to relax.
Hotel Lenhart is known for its rustic aesthetic, allowing guests to live in a past era. The owners assure patrons that new management will keep the icon's history alive.
When we tell people we're fixing things or making changes, they warn us, don't change it. So we just keep it fixed up the way it was probably back at the turn of the century. And people enjoy that, and our understanding the new owners want to continue that process also.
The hotel itself was built in 1882 and has been passed down through the family for 4 generations. While it is possible to keep the hotel going to a 5th generation, John Johnson would not like to pass the burden on to others.
The only heirs we have would be my 2 daughters, but they both have successful careers outside of the area here. One was interested, but things changed.
In the end, Hotel Lenhart has always been a big part of Bemis Point, and with the sale, will continue to be a staple for generations to come.
We just enjoy this community. We have a lot of friends here. People love the hotel. We love the people. That's what brings us back here. What we most enjoy about running the hotel is meeting the people from all, primarily the tri-state area, but we have people from Texas, Virginia, California that all come here for the summer.
And they've all been coming generation after generation, so we grew up with them and they grew up with us.
At this time, there is no set date of acquisition, but Hotel Lenhart is expected to officially change hands sometime in the upcoming off-season. Live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you. The kickoff of Western New York's high school athletic season is in jeopardy, as regional referee officials have been able to reach a pay agreement over a pay dispute. Referees from across Section 6 are not planning to return to the field from today through Saturday, September 10th. Their current work contract expires on Wednesday of this week. The sticking point, according to high school sports officials of Western New York, lies with Section 6, who's unwilling to increase referee pay in times of inflation, even after their pay was frozen for over 2 years. Officials sought a $4 raise in the first year of the 6-year agreement. However, say they were only offered $2 with no opportunity to expand that figure. Currently, referees say those in Western New York are among the lowest paid in New York State. Well, Buffalo Bills rookie punter Matt Aranza has been released from the team effective immediately. This decision comes 2 days after news regarding a civil suit filed against him, accusing Aranza of gang raping a teen during his time at San Diego State University. In a tweet, General Manager Brandon Bead said that releasing Aranza was, quote, "the best thing to do. Our culture in Buffalo is more important than winning football games." The suit stems from allegations that Aranza raped a high school senior that had been drinking with friends at an off-campus Halloween party before leading her into a room where she was sexually assaulted by multiple teammates. And 2 men suffered non-life-threatening injuries following an airplane accident in Chautauqua County over the past weekend. Around 1:30 Saturday afternoon, the county sheriff's office received a report of an airplane accident on North Erie Street in Mayville. An investigation discovered that the pilot, 56-year-old Gallo Grulava of Lakewood, and his passenger, 60-year-old Douglas Stillard of Derby, were attempting to land a glider plane in an empty field when they struck some nearby trees there. Both were able to exit the craft before crews arrived and were treated at the scene by medical personnel for non-life-threatening injuries. Certainly glad everyone got out okay. Well, now let's switch gears a little bit and get a first check of our weather forecast. Here's a live look now over Chautauqua Lake, where a lot of people might be out today trying to beat the heat. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live in the First Defense Weather Center with more on this heat today, Dakota. Maybe the last unofficial week of summer with Labor Day on the horizon, but boy, it's feeling like summer.
Yes, it is. Summer is not over yet, folks, and even though it doesn't include us down in the southern tier, we do have a heat advisory for areas to the north, which includes the Niagara frontier from the Buffalo Metro to the Rochester Metro. Here, heat indices could likely range 95, 96, 97 degrees through the afternoon hours today, but it's going to be hot down across the southern tier today, no doubt about it. So these are the forecast heat indices through the afternoon. Here in Jamestown, we'll likely peak out in the upper 80s today for the heat index. And understand the heat index is how it feels to you. That's the feels like temperature. And so understand heat advisory criteria per the National Weather Service in Buffalo is 95. So we're not at heat advisory criteria, but man, it's just going to be a sweltering day out there. And this is where we're at today. The 70s for the dew point. It's sticky, gross, humid. It's that typical kind of stuff that we see. I mean, this is like July-like heat. So, but hot, oppressively humid, partly to mostly sunny today with scattered storms developing in the afternoon. 82 to 90 will be our high temps today with a south to southwest wind. Now, the heat recedes as we go throughout the rest of the week. We'll talk about it with the Ultimate Satellite Solution 7-day later in the show, Justin.
Those emojicons tell it all, Dakota. Thank you very much. As we continue, an election 2022 update, when our area's new congressman will be sworn into office. And later we hear more about the plan to forgive student loan debts, how New Yorkers will be impacted. Stay with us. WNY News Now is back right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Stay fire safe this summer. Only use grills outdoors, away from siding and deck railings. Clean grills often and remove grease or fat buildup. Make sure your gas grill lid is open before lighting. Have a 3-foot safe zone around grills and campfires. Keep kids and pets clear of the area. Dispose of coals after they cool in a metal can. Never leave grills, fire pits, and patio torches unattended. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than WNY Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on WNY Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. WNY Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
Hey ladies, are you looking for a fun night out on the town this fall? We have the event for you. Join Collaborative Children's Solutions as we celebrate the women of our community during a special Ladies Red Carpet Gala. Grab your friends and fanciest clothes for a night of dancing at the Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York. There will be dessert and a cash bar. All proceeds directly benefit Collaborative Children's Solutions. Learn more at ccsolutions716.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
After winning last Tuesday's special election, Joseph Sempolinsky, the congressional-elect representative for New York's 23rd District, will be sworn into office come September 13th. Sempolinsky ran against Democratic candidate Max Delapia to finish former Congressman Tom Reed's remaining term for the 23rd District. Reed resigned on the House floor back on May 10th. The ceremony will take place at the U.S. Capitol in Washington. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer held a news conference Sunday to discuss new numbers on New Yorkers who will benefit from student loan forgiveness. The U.S. Senator also called on student loan service providers to begin increasing staffing levels over the upcoming weeks as borrowers start to apply for the loan forgiveness program.
Today we are calling on the loan processor and the Federal Department of Education to make sure that the loan processors hire more people, inform those people, so in the next 6 weeks, when students will then have to apply, they can get information on how to apply and what it means to them so they can start planning.
More details are expected to be announced in the coming weeks on that. However, borrowers will have until December 31st of next year to apply. A new federal regulation cracking down on ghost guns has officially gone into effect. Ghost guns are firearms that are often untraceable because they're built using partially completed frames or receivers. This new rule requires federally licensed firearm dealers that sell or distribute these pieces to conduct background checks before selling or transferring the parts. Officials say making sure they don't fall into the wrong hands can help fight the rise of ghost guns across our region. New York State already has laws on ghost guns and tracking them in place before the regulation took effect. Well, with the start of school just around the corner, law enforcement leaders across New York are outlining a few back-to-school safety tips for students and parents alike. Alexandra Dern with our news partner WNY reports.
Liam Schramm says it's important for parents to talk about what's going on in school with their children. He says parents can find out if their child is having problems with an open line of communication. He also advises parents to update their child's emergency contact information as school starts back up.
You want to make sure it's up to date. You know, sometimes they have stuff that numbers aren't good anymore, or the person isn't the right contact person for some reason or other. So just making sure that everything is up to date is important to do.
Sheriff Schramm urges students to say something if they see suspicious activity on school grounds. He says there are school resource officers for students to report to if they feel unsafe.
Currently, we have 14 school resource officers assigned to the Elmira City School District, Finn Academy, and BOCES. And a lot of our information, fortunately, is generated by other students. Being comfortable sharing that information with an administrator or a school resource officer is tremendously invaluable.
Sheriff Schramm advises people to be careful about sharing personal information on social media. Schramm says a child could be easily convinced by a stranger to exchange information, despite how unsafe it may be.
Always be cautious of the kind of information you put out there, especially personal information, because it can lead into a lot of other areas.
Alexandra Dern reporting there. Alexandra, thank you. Important tips. A local World War II veteran has passed away just a few days after his very special 100th birthday. If you remember, Erie News Now's Mike Ruzzi shared the story of John Lee Susnick's 100th birthday parade this month, which was organized by the Girard American Legion, his honor guard, family, and friends. Susnick grew up in Albion, PA, and was inducted into the Army and deployed to the Mediterranean Theater during the war. He served in Italy as a staff sergeant with the 175th Field Artillery. Calling hours are Tuesday at the Etter Funeral Home with a mass Wednesday at St. John's Parish in Girard. A burial with full military honors certainly expected there and definitely well deserved for this man. Well, coming up next, a moment nearly 5 years in the making, now on hold after NASA scrubbed today's rocket launch. We check in with astronauts about what went wrong. And later, the Swifties get excited. A new album from Taylor Swift slated to be released this fall. But first, a look at our weather outside our window and how warm it's going to be getting over the next few days.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Calling all teachers. Get your year started off right with an evening with Gary Brooks. Come see Gary as he shares his funniest school stories and strategies to build a positive school culture. Go to reginaldaid.com for tickets and more information.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Wanted to give you a live look over Chautauqua Lake, and this is going to be a place to be today. Chautauqua Lake, Lake Erie, this is going to be where you're going to want to be today because it's just sweltering hot and humid out there today. In terms of the precipitation for the month, yeah, we're running below average if you didn't know that. 2.56 inches for the month. The average is 3.25, but look at where we are for the start of the summer season. 3.95 inches below normal, and look at how many days we have left of meteorological summer. Only 3. So we're not going to make up this 3.95 inch deficit for the summer season, unfortunately. So we're going to end the summer below average for rainfall, and that's not a good thing heading into the fall season. 81 degrees right now here in Jamestown, 83 in Randolph, 79 in Olean, a busted FAA site at the Dunkirk Airport. But when you look at the dew points, this is what measures the moisture content in the air. Yeah, it's oppressive today. 70s across the board for much of the area today. So it's the hot, humid, sticky stuff. It's the air you can wear when the dew points go into the 70s. Obviously, you know, when it's this humid, your sweat can't evaporate, so it just clings to you and stays close to you. Now, tomorrow, with a cold front crossing the region, we are going to see showers and thunderstorms crossing the region. The NOAA Weather Prediction Center has the eastern part of the region under a marginal risk for flash flooding tomorrow. So we are going to see some potential heavy downpours with storms through the afternoon tomorrow. Here's the muggy meter into that oppressive category today. We're still going to remain humid tomorrow, but behind the cold front, look at where we go. Much more refreshing air by the time we go into the end of the week and into the weekend. I think you're really going to like what's coming by the weekend. Tropical update here. Yeah, we're heading into the peak of hurricane season. The National Hurricane Center is monitoring 4 different areas of tropical development. This little wave right here will likely be the one that might develop over the next 5 days. It has an 80% chance of forming into a tropical depression over the next 5 days, but we're getting into the peak of hurricane season. September is the peak, so that's when the tropics really start to get active around here. Warm front pushing on through, but there's our cold front right back there. Notice a severe thunderstorm watch just out to the west of Chicago, but all that severe weather will likely stay to the west of us, so that'll be the good news. Here's the newest run of future scan showing you showers and thunderstorms popping up through the afternoon hours today. And again, it's not going to be widespread coverage, but it's going to be on again, off again type of rain, but I think partly to mostly sunny in between. Tomorrow, notice the showers starting to come on in, more widespread coverage. We put the chance of rain tomorrow at 90%, which means most of you will have a good shot of seeing a shower or a thunderstorm. And again, any one of these could contain some heavy downpours as well. That'll be the main threat with storms tomorrow, will be some heavy rain. We'll have to watch for some localized flooding. And then by the time we go into Wednesday, we do start to dry out. Future rainfall amounts coming off the computer modeling. Yeah, we could be looking at about a ½ inch to maybe upwards of 1 to 1.5 inches. Where you see the darker colors out here in Cattaraugus County, that will likely be where the heavier rain will set up, but your totals will obviously vary. Now the future, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. Look at the push of cool air, Justin, behind that cold front. We start September on Thursday, and it's going to be feeling like fall. I've got 69 for a forecast high here in the city. Lots of sunshine for Friday and Saturday. We do warm up a little bit for the weekend, but the humidity will stay in check.
Yeah, certainly people looking forward to some of that relief because it is a hot one out there. Dakota, thank you. Well, here's some headlines from around the nation. And teachers in Columbus, Ohio, they've approved a new contract yesterday to return to work today. The Columbus Education Association held a 14-hour bargaining session last Thursday to come to an agreement with school administrators. More than 4,000 members of the teachers union met on Sunday to ratify this new deal. The vote brings a formal end to the bargaining process and ends the first CEA strike since 1975. Columbus students will return to the first day of in-person classes. They spent the first week of school there learning remotely while teachers walked the picket lines. And it was a moment nearly 5 years in the making, but after multiple mechanical delays and lightning near the Kennedy Space Center, NASA now has scrubbed today's rocket launch. The new Artemis generation rockets are aimed towards eventually returning astronauts to the moon. Reporter Ivan Rodriguez is in Titusville, Florida with the latest for us today.
A lot of disappointment today at Space Center Park. Because of engine issues, the Artemis 1 launch has been delayed until Friday. The success of this mission is crucial to the future of space exploration.
Launch Director Charlie Blackwell-Thompson has called a scrub of the attempt of launch of Artemis 1.
NASA will have to wait 4 more days to launch its most ambitious lunar mission in half a century after discovering an engine bleed with one of the rocket's 4 engines.
It's been almost 50 years since we had anybody get beyond low Earth orbit.
Since NASA's Apollo 17 mission, one of man's greatest achievements has only lived on as a memory until now.
There's a lot that's riding on this test flight.
Although it is an uncrewed mission, its success is key to astronauts orbiting the moon within 2 years, followed by a moon landing by 2025, all before continuing on to Mars.
20 years from now, we will be out, as the song goes, playing among the stars.
Artemis 1 will send a capsule called Orion to orbit the moon, traveling on board suited mannequins collecting data for future missions. Then comes one of the most challenging parts, re-entry.
Coming in hotter and faster than any rocket or spacecraft yet.
How hurtful to the program would it be if it doesn't go right?
Well, that's what you do in a test flight. You stress it to see what is going to work and what does not work.
If the engineers can fix the issue with engine number 3 in time, the next launch window will be this Friday. When the rocket is able to take off, Orion will have traveled about 1.3 million miles over the course of 42 days, all before landing off the coast of San Diego sometime in October. In Titusville, Florida, I'm Ivan Rodriguez. Back to you.
All right, Ivan, thank you very much for that update. Too bad they couldn't hit the sky today. Well, those sleepless nights when your mind just keeps wandering and worrying and wallowing, we might know what that's like. And so does T Swift. In her new album, Midnight, Taylor Swift says she'll share the stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout her life. The Grammy Award-winning artist tweeted the news not long after she made a big announcement at the MTV Music Video Awards yesterday, while accepting the Moon Person for Video of the Year, the night's most coveted award. This new album will be her first full-length set of new material since last year's Evermore. Good for Taylor. Coming up next, an inside look at one of Jamestown's charitable efforts this past weekend, trying to help get kids ready to get back to class via a backpack giveaway.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights. Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
to help you.
to save you.
Despite the danger. This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
Catch your first defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Well, welcome back. Finally here today, a car club based in Jamestown is celebrating back to school with a backpack giveaway where students receive the needed supplies for class. As our Alyssa Wright reports, for the past several years, the Los Contraencantes Car Club has made it their mission to help as many parents and students as possible. The club understanding struggles and hopes to take some pressure off of mom and dad.
Community is our first priority. So we say that our kids are our future. If we treat the kids this way, they'll go to the right direction.
The club was able to give out over 300 backpacks this year and provide lunch for every student that stopped by.
We got more than 350 backpacks. We feed every student. They also get ice cream. And we, like I said, we have a huge turnout, and every year it keeps on getting big for us.
Los Contraencantes is helping many parents and students alike after the pandemic took such a toll socially as well as financially.
COVID did hit us really hard. I got laid off for almost a year and a half. So me and the mother struggled really hard, and the boys were impacted from it as well. Them giving away free backpacks and meals for the kids, it really helps a lot. It takes one less stress off of our shoulders.
With the turnout growing larger each year, members of the club like Sanchez have one goal.
If I could see one kid smile, I'm happy with that.
As a parent by the many smiling faces, it seemed like there were a lot of happy parents and students.
To the ones that organize us, thank you. We've come here for the second year in a row. We want to say thank you. What you've done means a lot to us, and we hope at some point we're able to give back to you so you can continue giving to the community.
In Jamestown, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
Alyssa, thank you very much for that. Such a great story. And you know what? That's the thing. There are a lot of people out there who maybe do need a little extra help when it comes to back to school. And what a great way for an extracurricular group, right? A car club. These people spend, I'm sure, a good amount of money on their vehicles, putting them up, a lot of time, a lot of work. So for them to be able to give back in that way is really incredible. It's great to see. So thank you to them. And if you check them out on social media, there's ways you can help out there as well. So that's some good news. Well, that is going to do it for the both of us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com.
I'm coming in from Moscow. That's why my video's like
that.
that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what is going on. That camera, it loves you, but then sometimes it doesn't. Oh, well. You know what?
Well, maybe I shouldn't
beautiful
say I'm
camera
coming
today?
in from Moscow.
Probably not.
No.
No.
I'm coming in from Mars.
There you go.